Welcome to Echoes of Crimes, where we uncover the darkest mysteries, the most shocking crimes, and the chilling truths that hide in plain sight. From cold cases and unsolved mysteries to the crimes making headlines right now, nothing is off limits. Every detail, every twist, every chilling clue, we bring it all to light. So lock your doors, dim the lights, and get ready, because what you're about to hear may keep you up at night. 277 pages. That's how long this document was. A manifesto titled Go. Hunt, kill, inside, judges, cops, bankers, neighbors, even family members, all written down, marked as potential targets. But what's even more terrifying is this. The authors weren't an underground terror cell or a criminal gang. They were a married couple living in a quiet part of Idaho. Tonight, we're diving into one of the most disturbing cases of recent years, the story of Jonathan and Jolene Harms, and their chilling hit list that shook an entire community to its core. To understand the case, we have to start with Jonathan and Jolene Harms. On the surface, they were unremarkable. A middle-aged couple living outside Boise, Idaho. Neighbors described them as quiet, sometimes withdrawn, but nothing that screamed danger. But behind closed doors, prosecutors say they were typing up something sinister, a manifesto that would eventually span nearly 300 pages. The title alone was enough to raise alarms. Go, hunt, kill. In early 2025, investigators stumbled across the document during a broader probe. At first, they thought it was just unusual writings, but as they dug deeper, their shock grew. Page after page contained violent rhetoric, detailed lists, strategies, and chilling threats. And then, they saw the names: judges, police officers, bankers, random civilians, even members of the Harms' own family. This wasn't abstract venting. It looked like a hit list. The manifesto wasn't a single rant. It was structured, organized. Some sections read like instructions: how to stalk, how to target, how to avoid detection. Other sections were emotional, angry tirades against government, banks, and specific officials. But the most disturbing parts were the lists: real names, real addresses, people who woke up one morning and had no idea they were targets in a 277-page fantasy of violence. Manifestos aren't new in American crime. We've seen them in extremist circles, mass shootings, even cult movements. But what makes the Harms case so unique is that this wasn't just the work of one angry loner. This was a husband and wife, two people writing together, feeding off each other's anger, and prosecutors say they weren't just keeping it private, they were trying to spread it. The manifesto was allegedly shared, distributed, and meant to inspire others. Jonathan and Jolene Harms were arrested and hit with serious charges: stalking witness intimidation, threats against officials, and incitement to violence. Authorities are still combing through the document, and more charges could follow, especially if anyone named can prove they were directly harmed or threatened. When the news broke, the shock was immediate. Judges and officers named in the list suddenly had to rethink their safety. Civilians who had never crossed paths with the Harms family found themselves listed in a 277-page document of hate. For a small Idaho community, this wasn't just a crime story. It was a nightmare, because the question on everyone's mind was simple: why? Authorities haven't released every detail about the Harms' motives, but experts have speculated. Some say the writing reflects elements of sovereign citizen ideology, a belief system that rejects government authority. Others point to possible personal grudges against bankers, law enforcement, even family. But one chilling truth remains. The manifesto wasn't just about anger. It was about action. It gave steps, plans, and that's what turned this from bizarre writing into a public safety crisis. This case isn't isolated. In recent years, the FBI has tracked an increase in homegrown extremist writings, manifestos that blur the line between fantasy and intent. The Harms document is part of a disturbing trend. People who aren't part of organized terror groups, but who create their own ideology at home, on their computers. And often, as we've tragically seen in other cases, these documents aren't just words. Sometimes they're blueprints. Today, Jonathan and Jolene Harms remain behind bars. Their lawyers argue the manifesto was just writing, never meant to be acted upon. But prosecutors say the threat was clear. If even one person on that list had been harmed, the community would be asking why no one acted sooner. And that's the tension of this case. Is a manifesto just words? Or is it evidence of an attempted crime? Hundreds of names, a husband and wife, united not in love, but in hate. The Harms case is far from over. But it leaves us with an unsettling truth. Sometimes the most dangerous threats don't come from strangers, or organizations, or foreign powers. Sometimes they come from the people living right next door. So what do you think? Was this a case of free speech gone too far? Or was it a ticking time bomb waiting to go off? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more true crime deep dives, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a case. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and stay curious.